Doing a little bit of lawn care today on the farm. Haven't really cut the grass yet. So I'm going to change the oil out of the little John Deere lawnmower there. Anyways, one of the things I got on the go here, as you know, I do a lot of work in my attached garage in my house there, and there's just seldom do I have room for anything more than a dirt bike or a four-wheeler. So behind me here I got this 40 by 80 building that I put up 9 years ago now, and of course it was a dirt and stone floor. I've been squirreling away some money for the last almost decade, and hopefully I'll be able to put some concrete in here. I got a fella coming out here and very shortly to give me a quote to set in a concrete pad. Now I don't know if I'm going to get the whole thing done because it's a big darn building, but maybe half. And I'll be able to move my tools and stuff out here and actually get some room for things, but that'll make a decent workshop. It's going to be a big project, and that's why I haven't been putting up many videos. I trucked in 3 truckloads of dirt here to try to level out this floor a little bit, and we've been packing it down, driving on it throughout the last month. Anyways, you can see there I got an overhead door has got to go in right there, and I got another little overhead door there behind me. You see some of our toys stored in here. Not the most secure setup considering we ain't got a door in the front, but hopefully that'll all change here shortly. Anyways, you can see there the old 1025R. Been a great machine. Never had a problem with it. It's due for its 200-hour maintenance here, so I'm looking at doing the oil change today. There's that old bale spare I made, still working great. I do have one little issue that just started a couple weeks ago. You can see here my forward tilt ram. The seal's down in here and it's starting to leak a bit. You can see there's a little bit of a puddle. So I'm gonna have to pull that ram out and put some new seals in it. That's a job for another day. Gotta order them. Bird's not happy I'm in here. They got all their little nests up on the beams. They don't like it when I come in here at work. Keep waiting for them to come buzzing my head. Dive bombing little buggers they are. I don't mind helping them out. Birds gotta live too. Oil change on this thing is about as easy as it's gonna get. Got a 17 mil right there on the oil pan. It's a little dirty. It's gonna be black as can be. Oh, I like all diesels. You do an oil change on a diesel and they go black within about an hour. Let that drain. Okay, that's all done dripping. I mean, you could leave that thing for an hour and it'd still be drops coming out, but okay, next step is to change out that filter. Now I'm not even taking the loader off because it's not required. Best tool I ever had for doing oil filters is this guy. It'll change any filter I've ever come across, and it's never failed to get one off, no matter how tight they are. It'll do right up to some pretty big diesels. It works on my full-size John Deere. Every pickup truck I've ever owned. You can see right there, she's starting to grab. And it's actually hitting this cross member. And as you see, once again, it did not fail me. Easy as can be. I've never had that happen where the O-ring stays on the engine before. Well, I guess there's a first time for anything. Now, when it comes to putting them back on, I just go hand tight. No tools required. As far as oil goes, I've been using this Rotella stuff my whole life. 1540 diesel motor oil. Put it in every John Deere I've ever owned and every tractor I've ever owned, and I've never had a problem. You know, if you're worried, buy the John Deere stuff. It's just oil. Okay, so when it comes to oil filters on these, obviously the John Deere one is the right one. Okay, M806418, I think it is the right filter. So I called up the guy at John Deere here, and he says, yeah, we're out of stock. Could be months. I check on Amazon, eBay, and a few other places, and nobody seems to have the filter in stock. Well, I got to do the oil change. I got things to do. There are 216 alternatives for this oil filter. If you go on to oilfilter/crossreference.com, type in your John Deere oil filter number, and it spits out 216 ones that you can use. That one is a Quaker State right there. That's one of the ones in the list. I've always liked Quaker State filters. I use it on all my cars. QS 14612. And it's virtually identical, except obviously behind me you can see it's white instead of black. I think it's 3/16 of an inch smaller diameter, but everything it screws on, the O-rings in the right place. It's the same length, so it holds basically the same capacity. It's mosquitoes eating here. So it holds the same capacity and all the work. So 216 alternatives. So just because your John Deere dealer is out of stock, don't go crazy. You can always find one that'll fit. And that goes for just about every car you've ever seen, by the way. There's so many different manufacturers. Don't get too wrapped up over having the one. Okay, we added the 3 liters of oil. Check the dipstick. Now remember, we put a new filter on it, and the oil's all sitting in the pan, so you want it right at the top of the dipstick, or even a little bit over when you first start it, because once you run it through the engine, some of that oil is going to stay in the oil filter. So last step here, once you've run it for a bit, pull your dipstick, clean it off on your pant leg, put it back in, make sure it's all the way down, pull her out, and have a look-see. It's right there, about 1/8 of an inch down from the top. Alright, John Deere 1025R oil change done, 10 minutes, stops. Now I just gotta wait for a concrete guy to come over.